because there's good and bad memories here. It wasn't 100% sadness and getting beat up all the time at school. But the bad parts is what's holding us back.
Those bad parts, those unspeakable truths, are forever engraved in Florence Sparvier's mind. The 80-year-old is a survivor of the Maryville Indian Residential School in Saskatchewan.
So we went willingly because if we didn't go, one of the parents had to go to jail.
Now, this dark chapter in Canadian history is coming to light. Last month, ground-penetrating radar detected an estimated 751 unmarked graves at Cowessess First Nation, the largest discovery so far, at a cemetery steps away from the Maryville site.
This is not a mass grave site. These are unmarked graves. And it was the priest of the day that had these headstones removed. And our end goal is to make sure that we have a beautiful monument with all the names here.
But there are signs of change. Last month, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was in Cowessess to announce Canada's landmark Bill C-92. It allows the community to take back control of its child welfare system by deciding if a child should be removed from their home instead of their fate being left to the discretion of a judge or social services. This means at-risk kids will now be cared for in the community by the community. The hope is that this will address the overpopulation of Indigenous children in foster care. Canada's 2016 census found that more than half of the children in care were Indigenous, despite only making up 7.7% of the country's child population. 165 Cowessess kids are currently in government care, spread out in neighboring provinces Manitoba and British Columbia. Trudeau has pledged $38.7 million to help Cowessess take charge of its own social services.
It helps us control our own destiny. And that is what First Nations, Indigenous people should be doing. The reason we're in this situation with residential schools, with child welfare, with high incarceration rates, is loss of control, is colonization, is genocide. And so what we did a few weeks ago is Cowessess rightfully took back something we never gave up.
This decision-making power was stripped from Canada's Indigenous communities 70 years ago.
We have more Indigenous kids in care right now than we had attend the residential schools. And so that is the legacy of the residential schools. If you're looking to destroy a people, I mean, take their children, right?
Back in Cowessess, Sparvier reflects on the lives lost.
Residential school never taught us what our gifts are. And we were all born with gifts. And if we were nurtured right through, like, we would be okay. We would be okay.
While she's optimistic about the future, she says Canada's painful past is only just beginning to be unearthed. Aadel Haleem, TRT World, Cowessess First Nation.